And what is your name?
My name is Patrick Robinson.
And which branch of service did you serve in?
I served in the United States Air Force, the Colorado Air National Guard, from June of 1967 till December of 1992.
And were you drafted or did you end up enlisting?
Well, actually I was drafted in 1966, but given a deferment for 1 year to finish college. After I finished college, I immediately enlisted in the Air Force. I was sent to officer training school where I was awarded a second lieutenant rank and after 12 weeks of training.
And were you able to finish all of your schooling?
I was.
And what training did you have and how long did it last?
Well, the training that I had first was as a weapons controller. That was 6 weeks in Panama City, Florida. The second training I had was as undergraduate pilot training. That lasted for 1 year. And there was lots of training after that, survival training and such.
And what were the kinds of jobs that you had?
Again, I was a weapons controller for a couple of years. That was involved sitting at a radar screen and helping protect our country from an invasion, from a bomber, from an enemy that wants to come in and bomb our parts of our country. Second job that I had was a pilot, that flying C-141s and 130s. And then the final job was with the Colorado Air National Guard as a weapons controller again, and then as a logistics officer at the end of my career.
And what emotions did your wife have about you enlisting?
Well, I'm sure she was concerned, but she would probably be the one to ask about that. But from my standpoint, it was important that she understand the risks and the dangers, and she did. She was very supportive of our time in the military, and understanding whenever I had to leave for deployment.
Were you ever away from your family?
Yes, I was. Not extensively for me, but for other people it could be for a very long time.
And what were your emotions about being away from the family?
Well, of course it was difficult and you didn't like it, but due to the short nature of our trips, it wasn't terribly bad for me. I did miss some birthdays and some other important dates though.
Did the military ever put a strain on your relationship?
Yes, it does. Yeah, the military requires sometimes long deployments and being away and the dangers involved, so it does put a strain on families.
And are you and your wife still together and happy?
Yes, we are together and we are happy after 50 years of marriage this September.
And was your job pay enough to cover all the finances that you had?
Yes, prior to the time that I got in the military, Congress appropriated more funds for the military pay, increasing the pay to make it more comparable to a civilian job. You wouldn't really get rich in the military, but you could live comfortably.
And what types of planes did you fly?
I flew the T-41, the T-37, T-38, the C-141, and C-130.
And what, in your opinion, was the coolest part of your job?
Well, I was always interested in World War II aircraft from the time that I was a youngster and used to draw aircraft. Every chance I would have to go to an airport to see airplanes, I would want to go. So I would consider that just the fact that I was able to do that then was a very cool part of my experience.
And what do you think was the hardest part?
Well, the hardest part, I think, is being away from your family, and then also it was the responsibilities that you would have for the lives of some people that you were transporting in your aircraft.
And did you ever experience any PTSD?
No, I didn't. There were a lot of people from Vietnam who did, a lot of soldiers from Vietnam who did, but I fortunately never did. And that even still continues today with people from the Middle East.
And was religion an issue at the time of your enlisting?
No, it wasn't. It was supported, it was available, and but if you did not wish to participate in from a religious standpoint, that wasn't forced on you.
How do you think the role of military has changed since the Vietnam War?
Well, I don't think the role of the military has changed. I think our Constitution has always provided a military to give us, protect our country and its citizens. But I think what has really changed is the tactics that the military uses now.
What impact, if any, do you think you've made on your country?
Well, I had a little small part, and while I feel that everybody should participate in some way serving our country. Some people would do it with a Peace Corps. Other people would do it through civilian jobs. But the military is one way to do it. And my little piece, I thought, was something that was important to me. I feel a lot of pride in being able to accomplish that.
And what was your final ranking?
Retired as a lieutenant colonel.
And is there anything else that you feel should be addressed on the topic of military and its role in society?
Well, I think our military should be supported extensively by the citizens. It has a constitutional job to protect us, and we should make sure that they have everything that they need in order to do that.
Alrighty, thank you so much for your service to our country.
Thank you.